right, let's go to Morris on line 3. How you doing, Morris? Hello? Hello, Morris? Have I got you?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Pete. It's Morris there.
Yes.
Sir Richard Squire said he was going to put the wings on the gander and the hum in the humber. Now we're going to get a new premier from the what I call the Battle of the Humber.
Yep.
Isn't that a good expression this morning?
Absolutely, the Battle of the Humber. I like it.
The Battle of the Humber. All of the candidates are from the Humber area, eh?
That's right.
Now I know we're electing the leader of the PCs, but we're not. It's not only the leader. I mean, we're going to be electing the new premier.
Absolutely. Because
the day after, I mean, whoever that's going to be will be sitting in the premier's chair.
Yep.
And I think we have a right to sort of make our comments known on these matters.
Fill your boots.
And I was surprised to hear that Danny Williams didn't like Bill Barry because he was afraid that Bill was going to privatize Newfoundland Hydro. But yet I find out now yesterday that Frank Coleman is sitting on the board of directors of Emera, Newfoundland.
That's right.
Now, of course, that's the subsidiary of Emera that we're dealing with regards to Muskrat Falls.
Right.
And of course that company, when the transit, well, according to the agreement that we have with Emera, but that company is going to own 29% of the transmission line from Muskrat Falls to Holyrood and also over to Cape Way. 29%. That private company is going to own, which is, of course, part of our hydro development, right?
Yes, in part you could say it's a partial privatization of the transmission infrastructure. Yeah.
Clyde Wells was going to privatize or try to privatize Newfoundland Hydro through the front door. But this gang that we're talking about now, and Williams is involved in that as well, they're trying to privatize our Newfoundland Hydro through the back door, okay? And there's only for some little thing to happen to Muskrat Falls, they get into some little financial difficulty, or the government is saying, well, they're taking too much money out of the public treasury, and here's the boys, they're only too happy to pick up the assets, because you know that, I mean, Newfoundland Hydro is a tremendous asset to own. You can't lose by investing in the hydro business in Newfoundland, because through the public utilities, I mean, that's the same thing with Newfoundland Power.
Absolutely. I was just going to say you can't lose there either, and lots of other provinces have nationalized or never privatized the distribution as well.
Absolutely. Well, Quebec is one of them. Now, of course, Quebec Hydro owns all of the electricity, both the generation and the distribution in Quebec. But you know, it's a great asset to own, and you know that however it happened, and I don't know, but I mean, Emera owns Nova Scotia Power. And that's a private company that owns that power generation and distribution in Nova Scotia. And of course,
same as Fortis here, essentially.
Pardon?
Same as Fortis here. Fortis owns Newfoundland Power.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And you know, here we are. Generating the electricity, going all out, borrowing money for Cat Arm, and of course I think Beatty Spear is paid off now, but Muskrat Falls, etc. We are taking all of the risk, and then we're giving that power to these to Newfoundland Power, of course, and they are allowed to make 9% on their investment. I mean, sure, Pete, it's a Klondike, isn't it, in the business world? Now,
yeah, I'm wondering how often shares turn over with Newfoundland Power, because I mean you can't lose. You're guaranteed a return on your investment no matter what.
Yeah, well, you just as an example, I mean, this Bruno, the fellow in St. John's, went as chairman of Fortis, which owns Newfoundland Power, and I mean, he was only there a few years, and all of a sudden, it seemed like he made a fortune. He come back, he gave Memorial University $1 million, so he must have made some money. I guess he probably cashed in the share options or something, but that's another story. But Frank Coleman Frank Coleman was also sitting on the board of directors of Fishery Products International. And, of course, that's a few years ago, but we know what happened there. I mean, that company was privatized.
Yeah. And who was it sold to?
Well, it was sold to John Risley. You know that.
Yeah.
That took the $350 million and put it in his arse pocket and took off. I mean, that was a disaster into itself. That the way we got rid of Fishery Products International, and it should never have happened. And we have to know about these people. I mean, Frank Coleman is another fellow. He owns 37, 40 liquor distributing units over in Alberta. So what's the next one on the line? Are we going to nationalize? Are we going to privatize Newfoundland Liquor Corporation?
Morris, I guess we start to get some insight on Mr. Coleman tomorrow. He's going to launch his campaign, and no doubt there will be a lot of stories written and interviews had. So I guess we're going to start to get the measure of the man. Certainly from all he's done, he's been a very successful and in terms of leadership, a very effective leader in his businesses. I know politics a little different, but I guess we're going to find out. I'm going to ask you to wrap it up so we can move along to another caller.
Yes, I know. I just wanted to say that, I mean, I know that he's a staunch Tory, he's very conservative, but are we going to privatize all of these crown corporations that we know? And if that's the type of person that he is, we have to be a little bit cautious of what we're doing there. You know, probably the devil we know is better than the devil we don't know.
Point made, point heard, sir.
Nice talking to you.
Thank you. All the best.
All the best. Bye now.
Okay.